Pisces, hello and happy Thanksgiving to you. I hope everyone is doing well during this time. Thank you for clicking on this video. As I see Tarot, I definitely appreciate it, and I got to repeat it a zillion times, but bear with me. If you will please do the following to help increase the YouTube algorithms to market my channel better, that it would be click on the like button, click on the subscribe, and click on the notification. All three are important algorithms in order for YouTube to market channels to a larger audience. And I would appreciate your support as you see fit, of course. And yeah, so it's awesome. So Pisces, this is a 5-card tarot overall energy reading for the time frame between November 16th and November 30th. It's a general reading for the larger collective of Pisces, and is intended for informational purposes. The information may not resonate with every Pisces, and that's typically okay. I take what fits and let the rest go. To save time, I already shuffled the cards and requested the universal guides, and the cards that were selected were rejected on their own during that shuffle. The 5 cards that were exited during the shuffle are listed here for the overall energy for this period. The first card here represents your past energies or past influences. These are typically significant energies for the larger collective of Pisces. In some cases, the energies may have resolved during the past few months, and or they may still be lingering and carrying over. The second card here represents the overall energy for your present energies, the present time, as you're currently in. The third card here represents the overall energy for any future energies that come up, and these could be on the peripheral or on the horizon. The fourth card here represents the overall energy for any challenges that you may encounter. These do not imply any challenges that are negative. Sometimes they're just basically information to be aware of, but in most cases you're presented with options and that you need to make a decision, and of course it's based on free will. And the fifth card here is your outcome energies for this time period. So let's get started here. We have the Seven of Cups here. Angels and spirit guides, please help us understand why the Seven of Cups is here in Pisces. Past influences during this time period, please. Well, I'm picking up for many Pisces, or the biggest energy I'm picking up here was in the past influences in the past few months. Many Pisces were offered new opportunities and choices in many cases. When the Pisces, when the Seven of Cups appears here in your past influences, it typically indicates that you were provided several options and opportunities in which you could choose from. However, it also meant that you need to be careful because sometimes we can be prone to illusions and unrealistic situations. So you needed to do your homework so that you were prepared and had all the information. And this also includes people that you interact with or that come across to interact with you or want to meet with you or expect things from you. You have to be careful that you're not taken for granted and that you're used. So you have to keep your eyes open because it's typical that individuals will take advantage of Piscean generosity, and that could be if their time or money or resources. In some cases, money has been an issue for some, and it's about trying to get more money. And I'm picking up that many Pisces were attracted to the laws of attraction, and we're basically doing affirmations and working towards resolving any sort of money issues that the Pisces were requesting for assistance with the universe. I'm picking up again, it was important for many Pisces just to explore options, and it was important to dig below the surface of whatever you represented, or even if you were a story or a situation, because it was important to discover what's really involved with the options, or was the story that you were told truthful. Often, the Seven of Cups can be a sign of wishful thinking, um, and projecting about the future. And I'm picking up that many Pisces were um, having affirmations about their future and wanting to create a sense of abundance, and you know having affirmations about being fitter or a more healthy body, or doing things that you love, or just overall appreciating what you have. And some are even wishing and picking up for some sort of side business or different career. Um, uh, Typically, it could have been fueled by the need or the want for some sort of passive income. However, in those cases, I mean, for Pisces, you had to be aware that you had to put in work in order to get those things. So, but the ideas were on your peripheral, and you were sort of thinking about all your options. However, it was important for Pisces to remember, to not to stay in that dreamy state, and I think most Pisces were able to be practical, and not be wishful and dreamy. I mean, yes, that can happen, but I think for the most part, I'm picking up the energies that Pisces were putting on their practical side, and many who, particularly the energies of those who were challenged with any sort of financial issue, either amid COVID-19 or other issues. It was time for Pisces were kicking in and kicking butt. It needed to. This is when Pisces was shining about getting identifying what it is that they needed, and were working towards it. And I think, although in some cases, ideas are not always grounded in reality, but I think for the most part, um, many Pisces were able to implement them. And I realized that many Pisces were, actually doing better than they anticipated. The Seven of Cups, their past influences can also, and for some Pisces, can represent that shiny object syndrome, where you keep finding the next big thing to see if there's any new opportunities, and perhaps not finishing what you started. I think I'm picking up that was not for all Pisces. I think it might have been for a few of the energies, but I think most Pisces actually were showing their strength here, and were able to stay focused, and set priorities. However, again, this card in Pisces past influences was really there inviting you, Pisces, to move out of ideas and option phases, and make decisions, and evaluate pros and cons, and understanding that it was up to you to make sure that any options that you have to make a change for yourself in the past few months had to be important with your alignment of your purpose, and to serve your highest good. And I think, if you did feel paralyzed in the beginning, most Pisces were able to get through that. And if some attained what they were trying to, or at least I've been making strides in improvement. And our present energy, we have the Ten of Cups. Excuse me. Angels and spirit guides, please help us understand why the Ten of Cups is here in Pisces present energy for this time period, please. Well, Pisces, the Ten of Cups is typically a happy family card. It suggests that Pisces, you're thinking about family, your family relationships, and now family doesn't have to be blood relatives, whoever you want it to be, but you're thinking about harmonious, and you're feeling in a loving nature right now, and you're no one's arguing, and there's less tension, and whoever is your family members, you're wanting to get along with everybody, and basically share love and happiness that surrounds you. Now, this could be because Thanksgiving is right around the corner, of course, and so is the holidays, but I think just in general, that's the overall energy feeling for Pisces, is just happiness and contentment, and being surrounded by those who are happy and content and supportive of you. And I think there's a wanting to spend more time with whoever you call as your family. And again, this could be because of the holidays, or a reunion or event. And it could be driven by the sense of, our COVID-19 sort of isolation and distance that has been pressed upon everybody. So there's a wanting and missing that. Um, but I think, if you are able to, well, with the restrictions of travel in some cases, but I think, it's time to put on a creative hat. If you cannot travel to your family or your loved ones, is to, use technology to be able to celebrate it, and use Zoom or FaceTime or anything else. And, if you can't be there in person, you can still celebrate, and using technology, and it's something that will be memorable for everybody. And it's about creating a fun and relaxed and happy memories, and strong bonds, and it can be done through the video, nowadays. And, I think you might be thinking of how creative ways how to do that. The Ten of Cups is a positive card for romantic relationships, for in general, and I think for some Pisces, you're either there could be a relationship on the horizon, or perhaps someone that you've just met. In some cases, it could be someone from your past. Um, but I'm picking up more that this also could be invited. You could be invited to some sort of engagement, or marriage, or, someone starting a family, and it could be you, or it could be someone that you're involved with. I think in some cases, Pisces have sort of, some Pisces anyway, have sort of met their twin, their twin, their soulmate, and it may not be connecting the way you want it to, but I think there's been a feeling in some cases for Pisces to have that feeling that they have met someone, at least in this year, who you, as the Pisces, have really felt this soulmate connection, this twin flame. However, I'm picking up that the other person may feel it and may recognize it, but they're not really doing much with it, and that's been frustrating to some case. But I'm also picking up this person might come back. This person who's been resistant could obviously hasn't left you, Pisces. Whoever this is they're I think I'm picking up that they're just sort of either not really understanding this energy that is being exchanged between the two of you, or they're fearful of it, or in some cases they may be involved in some other relationship and they just can't right now. But I'm picking up that for some Pisces, this twin flame, or this soul person that you have met, it hasn't is really now starting to understand the value of that, and if it hasn't already, maybe sort of coming back in your life a little bit more frequently. And I'm not picking up they're coming in and going, oh, I understand 100%, but I'm picking up that they're wanting to spend more time with you. They're just fearful and perhaps not understanding what this is all about. But there is an attraction there, and whether it's romantic or not, there is a connection, is what I'm picking up. And they are just have been fearful of it for some degree, and or have been involved in other relationships to where they can do nothing about it. Also, I'm picking up that, again, the Ten of Cups embodies happiness and joy, and emotional contentment. It's about abundance of love and happiness in your life. And I think for many Pisces, you had some challenges in the last year, but I think right now things are starting to turn around for you. I think many Pisces are starting to feel much, and have been probably since June, a much more positive energy, where things are happening. And I'm going to, most likely, if you believe it, is laws of attraction. It takes time, but keep positive, and I think Pisces, you have shown that. And you're starting to shine, and starting to get out there more, which is very important. This is, you're feeling a deep connection. It's a powerful and deep connection with someone, and not only with family members, but perhaps just someone that you have met. And it's important that you appreciate and support one another, um, um, and share that. Um, hmm. I'm also picking up for many Pisces that when the Ten of Cups pops up here, it's about personally, especially in your present energy, Pisces. You're feeling a sense of wholeness, and you're wanting to be in alignment with your significant relationships, whether they're friends or family or friends or a significant other, because it's that connecting sort of wholeness that well, that is your lifeblood for many cases. You want to connect with other people. And so, um, yeah. So this is about, trying to, find that idyllic peace and harmony and love that you've dreamed about and that you want to come true. So, Pisces, it's around there. It's coming. It's just take a moment to step back and appreciate everything that you've accomplished. This and understand that you've created a live connection and with your heart. And it's important to trust your intuition and be patient. So the Ten of Cups also, Pisces, is going to encourage you right now in your present energy to follow your heart and trust your intuition to lead you to opportunities that are going to be aligned in your highest good. This is a positive card. Allow your inner guidance, Pisces, to lead the way. The universe here is basically saying, seek out opportunities that will fulfill and align your personal values. Instead of following a path, instead of following a normal path, do something that's unexpected. Do something that surprises you. In our future energies during this time frame, we have, oh wow, they have the Two of Cups. Angel and Spirit Guides, please help us understand why the Two of Cups is here in Pisces future energies, please. Well, much like this need for wanting to get a connection here, actually in the previous two cards, the Ace of the Two of Cups here is about a flow of love between two people. I think for some Pisces, this is about creating a deep connection and partnerships very similar to your present energy here. And you're wanting it based on shared values and compassion and unconditional love. I feel that many Pisces, you might be in the early stages of it or on the cusp of this, if that makes sense. You've met somebody that, if you haven't consummated it to some degree, but there is a connection that's growing and is developing into something that's going to be more deeply fulfilling and rewarding in the long term. It's taking a long time, and you're being patient with it. But I think eventually you're going to feel there's a mutual respect and appreciation for one another. And together, I think, and I'm picking up again, like in your present energy, it's this other person has been slow to come forward, although I'm picking up is feeling it, but perhaps doesn't quite understand what the emotion is, but they haven't left you. And they don't seem to want to leave you. They are intrigued by you, I think, in many cases, but they don't always know what to say. So they may appear aloof, but that's just really I'm picking up is because they don't know what to do about it, and perhaps don't know how to vocalize it, or maybe perhaps not really sure of their feelings and that they can recognize it, but they are feeling something is what I'm picking up here. With the Two of Cups, Pisces here in your futures, this is about entering a new relationship. And it could be perhaps with a lover, it could be a best friend, it could be with a business partner. Whatever it is that you're going to be both focused on creating some sort of relationship that's mutually beneficial. And it's one way you're going to see eye to eye and appreciate what each other can bring to the table, even your differences. It's really going to be sort of this win-win situation. Again, it's like having a comfortable shoe. You just feel comfortable in this with this person. For romantic relationships, I think the Two of Cups here is showing for many Pisces that something's blossoming on this mutual attraction, and there's going to be both physical and soul connection that's going to leave you tingling for the most part and weak at the knees. This is going to bring out the best of both of you to even higher levels of your potentials. This is, I'm picking up, is really going to be an exchange of emotion that's heartfelt, and I think both you and this other person are going to do whatever it takes to support one another. This is, and for this situation, the universe is basically bringing the Two of Cups because it can refer to a proposal, engagement, or marriage, or just a longer-term commitment. For Pisces who are not involved in a relationship or already in one, it could also be for your business partnerships. The Two of Cups is a sign that in business relationships, you're on the same wavelength, and you're sharing a similar vision, and as you sort of create together, it's about you found somebody who may not have the same professional skills or job skills as you do. However, there's a synergy that you're able to work together and balance each other out in your work environment. So again, for whether it's personal or professional relationships or partnerships, for Pisces right now, this relationship is built on trust, harmony, and mutual respect, and it's likely going to really succeed as long as you can continue to communicate and focus on your shared alignment. So it's a very positive Pisces. In your challenges here, your challenging energies. Ooh, we have the moon here. This is a major arcana card. This is also a Piscean card. Angel and spirit guys, please help us understand why the moon is here in Pisces and their challenging energies for this period, please. I think for some Pisces, I'm picking up that the moon represents fears and illusions, and often comes out when one is projecting fear into your present or your future. Now, I'm not really clear if this is Pisces doing this, or perhaps it's reversed in someone that is doing this. It's possible. But in any case, in some case, some Pisces, right now you may be having a painful memory that's triggering some sort of distress, and and that happens, and perhaps it's coming out through your subconscious. And right now, especially when around the holidays, is if you had a loss of a loved one, and it can bring out those sort of feelings. But for whatever it is, something's going to trigger something, and what's important here is if you haven't dealt with it in the past, I mean, there's normal reactions, of course, but if something's triggering you right now, and if it's because of the holidays or some anniversary of something that was traumatic for you, or sad or painful for you, one understanding that it's okay. However, the trick is to not let it overwhelm you. And if you Pisces you're finding this is coming up, and it overwhelms you, you're going to have to resolve it, and this is going to be allow yourself to feel the emotion and then let it go, because it's not serving you anymore. In other words, you're not letting go of the painful memory, you're not letting go of the love, you're letting go of the hurt that you're feeling, and you want to change it into a happiness, and think of a positive, whatever it is learn from the experience, and you're wanting to let go of the pain of the emotion, and the fear that and anxiety that's holding you back, and that's what's typically triggering it. And this is a good time for many to, if you can't unable to do it on your own through laws of attraction and powerful and positive thinking, you might want to try hypnosis or some sort of healing group for this process, or seek somebody, because it's important for, I'm not picking up all Pisces, but for some who may be having this triggering moment, it's important to deal with it so that to an appropriate level, is what I'm picking up. The moon here for many Pisces indicates in some cases a time of uncertainty and perhaps illusions. This basically serves to warn Pisces to, as we started out here in your past, to be careful of making fast decisions, because really sometimes you can realize you didn't have all the information. This is really critical to listen and trust your intuition, so that you can be see beyond what's in front of you. Use that intuition. Use your gut feeling, or whatever you want to call it. Feel the situations rather than thinking what they mean. Sometimes you have to let go of these sort of mental blocks, the negative self-doubt that we may get every once in a while, and let your intuition guide you. Pisces, you're filled with dreams and intuitions, and you have an inner guidance that's going to lead you toward higher levels of understanding if you just listen to it and use your judgment to help you interpret what the messages are, and you'll get through it, and it'll be very positive. So Pisces, when the moon is appearing here in your challenges energies, you're challenged to pay close attention to lunar cycles and attune to whatever its power is coming, whether it's a ritual or visualization or even tarot cards. It's about connecting with the divine feminine and uncovering sort of your intuitive insights and visions of everyday life and experience it. You know, for new moons, which, you know, this is about setting your intentions and plant seeds of opportunity so that they can grow. And you've already been doing that, and so don't, you know, keep keep thinking about things that you want, and what makes you happy is really most importantly what brings you joy. This is about honoring your achievements, Pisces, and looking, you know, to release, release anything that no longer serves you, so that new aspects of yourself can shine out. And finally, in our outcomes, Justice. This is another major arcana card here for you, Pisces. Justice. This has come up a few times for Pisces this year. Angel and Spirit Guides, please help us understand what the Justice card is here for Pisces during this time period and their outcomes. Well, I think this has been in previous readings for many Pisces. You know, the Justice card represents fairness and justice and truth, the law. It's typically based on legal issues. It's about being able to account for your actions, and you'll be judged accordingly. You know, so I think for many Pisces, if you have been wronged in some point, in some sort of legal issue or involved in some sort of legal issue, and I get the feeling for some things have been dragging on for some period of time where there's been no action. You know, if you have been wronged and you acted accordingly and appropriately for the greater good of others, you have nothing to worry about. However, if you haven't acted on your best behavior, the Justice is going to call you out, and you're going to have to own up to your actions. This is the universe's balance and check system. So this is, if you're shaking in your boots a little bit because perhaps you haven't done something so well, know that the Justice card isn't black and white as you may think. There's a level of compassion and understanding that accompanying with justice. And although you may have done something that you might regret, perhaps, but this card is suggesting that you will be treated fairly and without bias, and that's the key here. You know, it is important to be ready to take your responsibility for your actions if you did something, and that you need to be accountable for it, because that's what justice is about. You know, for Pisces who are seeking justice, then the Justice card is a positive sign that it will indeed be served. If you are involved in any sort of legal case that's been waiting any final judgment, or from the courts or a governing body or institution, a ruling is going to be made. And this has been pending for many Pisces, I think, in their readings in the past few months. So this resonates with you. It'll be interesting to find out what this is. However, you know, I'm picking up again that a ruling is going to be passed down shortly, and once the decision is made, you Pisces have to accept it and move on. There are no retrials. There's, you know, second chances. This is about the upright Justice card. You know, Pisces, the Justice card here is appearing when you need to make an important choice with the potential for any long-term repercussions. You know, so be aware of the impact of your decisions will have on, you know, your well-being and the well-being of others. And it's important to choose consciously when you're connecting with your inner guidance system, and that, you know, what you're asking for also has to be within reason and equitable and fair for your higher good. In other words, you don't want to have justice just to get somebody back and be mean, sort of thing. This has to be a balancing, true fairness and unbiased sort of justice. So, you know, be ready to stand by your decisions, as you're going to be held into account for the choices that you may have made. And if in some cases, Pisces, ask yourself, do I stand on my decisions and accept consequences for my actions? If you cannot, then dig a little bit deeper, because understanding what is right and wrong until you find the place where you can stand in integrity and strength. Now, Pisces, you are already standing in integrity and strength, and have been wronged, justice will take care of you. The universe will take care of you. At its core, justice is in search for truth. And Pisces, if you explore the truth, you'll discover that things are not as always clear-cut as they thought. And sometimes you have to be prepared to dip into, you know, sort of the cloudiness of areas and explore what the truth may mean. And it's important to be consciously aware that what you believe to be true and what you believe to be fair and ethical may not always be as clear as you think. We're dealing with legal issues. And there's always, the law has different interpretations. But the bottom line is just be prepared to challenge yourself and explore new territories. And again, for many Pisces, I'm feeling that the overall energy is that you have been wronged in something, and your justice that you have been waiting for, so you can put this behind you, is that decision is going to be coming very soon. So there you have it, Pisces. Wow, very interesting. Pisces, 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 happy Thanksgiving to you, and I just want to say thank you so much for watching this video. And again, I'll repeat it, so if you would like to support my channel, it's the YouTube algorithms depend on your support by clicking what I call the big three, and that's click on the like the video, click on subscribe to my channel, and click on the notification buttons. If you've already done that, thank you so much. I greatly appreciate it. If you haven't, don't worry, you're not going to be bombarded by email or junk mail or anything else. These are just little things that, or algorithms that YouTube uses, and they depend on that in order to market people's channels on what they see and get it out there. And when you're a new channel, you struggle until someone recognizes you. So I'm putting in the work here, and I don't mind that. If you genuinely would like to support, I would appreciate that, Pisces. So thank you so much, and I wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. Pisces, feel free to leave a comment if you feel any part of this reading was applicable to you. And again, if it didn't resonate with you, please let it go. It's totally okay. This just means it wasn't for you at this time. Pisces, thank you again, and I wish you a wonderful Thanksgiving, and we'll see you in December. Enjoy.